Call out sick. The Fed announces its latest interest rate move. We're going to be all over that. All right, so between now and Wednesday, should investors sideline it? Let's get right to the floor show. Joining me now, traders Ryan Payne and Keith Fitz-Gerald. Keith, let me start with you. Are you selling into this week-long rally, buying or sidelining?
I am buying very selectively, and I'm sticking with the names that I know best that are putting the numbers up on the board. Tesla is a big one for me. I've owned it for a long time. People laughed in my face when I said, you better be buying, and they're not laughing now.
Yeah, can I just make a point about that, Keith? And I don't know if you were able to see this, but man, Tesla has been on an incredible roll. So when did you start? Did you ladder in? Tell our viewers how you did that.
Well, sure. I believe that you control risk before you buy. So I use something called position sizing. I control the pace of my buying. So I've been buying as that thing's been declining all the way along.
Okay.
And I've accelerated that in recent weeks because my sense is that the stock was totally undervalued, price divorced from the reality of the situation. And I think the company's got a bright future. The only problem is I may not own enough.
You are so right to explain how you did it. I know our viewers are very interested to hear how guys like you do it. Okay, Keith, I'm going to force you to tell us what non-tech stocks you find interesting. You had said Chevron. I mean, that, of course, is, well, they have a lot of technology at Chevron, but they have definitely been making some interesting moves lately, and today is not a move that investors love, down about 3.7%.
Well, I don't know. I mean, respectfully, I'll take the other side of that coin. If I can get down a few shares and pick something up on sale,
okay.
To your point, they're investing in forward-looking technology. So they're not just about dinosaur juice. But outside of tech, I'm looking at Lockheed Martin, for example. If you look at what's going on in Ukraine, you look at how China is agitating, the U.S. needs to rebuild its defense inventory. That's a stock that's going to be with us for a very long time. If I look at healthcare, we've got some other choices there. In particular, you've got elder care. And so a real estate investment trust centered around medical properties or post-surgical operative. And I don't have one of those off the top of my head, but those are areas that we're also pursuing right now.
Okay, that absolutely makes sense. So thanks for playing along. Look at the Dow, now up 209 points. We're making newer and newer highs in the last, I want to say, 4.5 minutes. Keith, the Fed, he didn't mention the Fed. He said the most important thing is going to be China. The Fed on Wednesday, the Fed for the rest of the year. Do you foresee the Fed eventually cutting rates this year? Yesterday, our closer and it was John Lonsky, the economist who was here at the top of the show, said, oh, they're going to be forced to cut rates before 2024. I disagree. I think they will do everything they possibly can not to cut rates in 2024. Before 2024.
Well, it's very, very tough call. My own forecast is the Fed's going to get backed into a corner around June or so, and maybe they're going to admit they've been as wrong about rates as they were about transitory.
Yes.
Now, will they be dumb enough to continue to raise rates? To your point, I think that's probably a foregone conclusion because they don't seem to recognize the damage they're causing. To Ryan's point, and it's very sharp, you got to stay on the gas with the right companies because it is stronger than you perceive, which is why the markets are doing exactly what they're doing today.
And they are pounding higher, up 205 for the Dow Jones Industrials, the NASDAQ up 1.5% or 177 points, S&P up 32. Gentlemen, thank you.
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below. And of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.